department put of this examination. Good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Okay, so shall we proceed? We have started with the area of accounting in terms of our examination of AFM in terms of JAIIB May June 2023. So starting with that area further, in the last class we dealt with a few MCQs on the various concepts and principles of accounting. We did that a particular principle area, right? So I'll be starting with the next level today. Let's talk about that. We'll be starting with the users of accounting today. The first point is we prepare all the accounts. We prepare all the basics of account. We study them. Why do we do that? Well, what is the reason behind doing that? That is basically, see, we have to communicate the information to multiple people, right? We have to communicate the information to the people who are involved in the organization. But there are certain people who are not even involved in the organization, even they want to know what's happening in the organization. So they are the various users of accounting. The users of accounting will include the internal as well as the external users. Internal users would include all the people who are sitting within the organization and they want to know about the accounting of the organization. External users are the people who are not a part of this organization, but still our books of accounts are basically affecting them. Number one, owners. That means owners would include the shareholders of the organization. Then managers, they need to keep the information handy for them to for their proving of their performance, that they're performing well, they are doing their work, they are doing it properly. All these things would be clearly shown only if they are working even if they're keeping the books of accounts only, then they'll be able to prove now that yes, we have increased the profit, we have increased the sales. So all these things are possible if they show it to the people, right? Then the next point is employees, they need to know so that they are also able to increase their salaries and they're able to look forward to their future in the organization. If the organization is growing only, then they'll be able to show it now. So all these things are here, users of the accounting. Then the next point is external users of information. These people are responsible for the working of the organization in such a way they're externally involved with the organization. For example, creditors. When we talk about creditors, who are creditors? Creditors are the people to whom we owe money. We are supposed to pay them a certain amount of money. So they are always worried what is the basic scenario of the organization? Is it earning enough or not? Is it really making that much amount of money that it can give me the money back? That is the creditor. So creditor is always interested. He's an external party who has given us goods on credit and now I have to pay them back. That is the creditor for us. Then the next point is tax authorities. Tax authorities are always interested because they have to charge tax from us. So if they want to take tax from us, they need to know what exactly we are earning, because in our country the taxation is not uniform. It's not the same for everyone. It varies. So if I earn more, I have to give more tax. If I earn less, I have to give less tax. So that is the area where the tax authorities are working. Then labor unions. Labor unions would include what? Labor unions are always interested in knowing the organization because they have to make sure that the laborers are getting their interests or not. They are getting what they wanted. So that is, labor unions are always interested in whatever the information of the organization is. Then present and few potential investors. So here, who are thinking about investing, or those people who have invested already. In terms of debentures means it's a kind of loan or the deposits that they have given to the organization where we have to pay them back after a certain period of time, we being the organization. Then these are present or potential investors, the people who look forward to our organization. They need to know whether the organization is earning even or not, because if it's not earning, then it's not worthy to continue putting your money into that organization, right? So then next point is customers. Customers are always interested because they need to know whether we are using products of a particular company, is it good enough or not. You will come to know from the sales only. That is what we do now. Today everybody buys things which are familiar in terms of their the quality. If you and I, we know the quality of that particular product is good, then we'll use it, otherwise we won't. That is customers. And then we have stock exchange. Stock exchange here means SEBI. Let's talk about the SEBI here. SEBI has asked all the listed companies to provide their information to them every quarter. RBI asks all the banks to provide their information as well. So these are various users of accounting which makes sure, or they assure that they're getting regular information of that particular organization. It's not necessary they are sitting within the organization or they are sitting outside the organization, but both of these affect they both of them are affected by the performance of the organization, and which can be measured only by making the books of accounts and actually trying to find out whether the organization is growing or it is being affected by the external environment in a negative way. Based upon these things, there are various branches of accounting as well. The various branches of accounting can be financial accounting. In terms of financial accounting, how do we define it? Financial accounting means where we are worried only and only about the profits and the losses. That is financial accounting. Under financial accounting, they are worried about whatever amount they are earning financially. That is financial accounting. The profits and losses of the company, whether they are doing good over the period of time, whether there is an increase in profit or increase in loss, that is something financial accounting does. Cost accounting is basically done in manufacturing companies. In terms of manufacturing companies, what happens is they note down the cost of the product so that they can sell it in a proper way. So cost accounting is basically noting down the cost, controlling the cost and reducing the cost, but without compromising with the quality. Then the next point that comes is management accounting. This kind of accounting is basically working towards the area of decision making of various projects, resources, whether we are earning enough or not, whether we are able to get that particular working. In terms of management, we'll be talking about decision making. You'll be making decisions based upon the performance, whether the particular thing can be done or not, what are the ratios. So they are basically looking forward towards management accounting. Then taxation accounting, this includes the GST, income tax, where these two branches are studied from the point of view of the accounting records that are maintained, and on those records we impose the tax, because if I know what your exact profit is, only then I can charge tax from you now. That is taxation accounting. Last one is social responsibility accounting. Social responsibility accounting is whether we are working towards the area of building up resources for the world, for the working. So that is all we do in terms of the social responsibility accounting. So based upon all these things, let's start with the various questions as well, right? So here comes the first question. The first question says, the fees not received is not treated as income in case of lawyers because of. The fees not received is not treated as income in case of lawyers because of accrual concept, realization, cost, historical cost concept, or cost concept. The fees which is not received. In terms of the lawyers, what sometimes happens is they do not receive certain fees. So till the time they are not that amount is not received from their end, they do not record in their books of accounts. This particular concept is realization. Realization concept says until or unless something is realized in cash, do not record it. That's correct. The correct answer is B. The realization principle is the principle which talks about only whether the particular amount is realized. Realized means that is actually earned by you. If it is earned, then it is recorded. If it is not, then it is not recorded. The next question. The revenue recognition accepted for gold is recorded in the books as soon as the production is complete because of the principles of conservatism, then realization, objectivity, or none of the above. Now, this particular principle says revenue recognition. In terms of gold, it is already set, but as soon as you take it out, it is this pre-decided that the gold will be sold. Gold is a particular commodity which is as soon as it is extracted, it is cleared out, it is ready for sale, it would be in the market in any case. So when we talk about gold, when we talk about the crude oil, these things are just being sold. They have a regulated market. It would go directly towards the market. So as soon as it is extracted, the production is complete, then it is clearly recorded. So when it is recorded, again the reason is realization. We know there's a regulated market. The regulated market is going to make sure that the particular gold is being sold. So it is because of the regulated market, we record it as soon as it enters the market. So it is called the realization concept. Next point, financial management mainly focuses on efficient management of every business, brand dimensions, then arrangement of funds, or all elements of acquiring and using means of financial resources for financial activities. When we talk about the financial management, it focuses on all the elements of acquiring and using means of financial resources for financial activities. It means involving all those things together. So it is basically involving all the elements in terms of noting down what elements of financial resources we have, what sources we possess, and how do we work with all of them. So it would be D. Dash states that anticipate no profits but provide for all the losses. Note down all the losses as soon as the loss occurs, but do not record the profits till the time you have actually got it in your hand. Which principle states this? The realization concept, the concept of prudence, both, or the accrual concept? So this question is basically a cluster of almost all the basic principles which state almost not the same but near about similar things. The correct answer is the concept of prudence. The concept of prudence talks about the area where it says anticipate no profits but provide for all the losses. Prudence is a fundamental concept which talks about liabilities, expenses, and losses should never be understated. That means whatever the amount that you can see is having a problem, kindly record it right away. Right? Then, next question, financial accountancy is governed by local standards, international standards, local as well as international accounting standards, or companies' internal top management only. When we talk about financial accountancy, it is governed by what? When we talk about financial accountancy, currently it is affected by both the things. In our country, we use Ind AS, which is basically uh, um, an acceptability of the international financial reporting standards. That means we have followed IFRS, and while we are following IFRS, we have introduced the Indian touch to it, that is Ind AS. So technically we can say we have local as well as the international accounting standards mixed up together. So we can say it is governed by local as well as the international accounting standards. So when we talk about these various standards, it is like that the international accounting standards are little something that we look forward to. The top management cannot decide what we want. The country's government will decide what kind of accounting we want. For example, we follow the financial year not because we want to. It's like it has been imposed on you and me that we have to follow from 1st April to 31st of March. These things are there, right? So that's the point. Now, the next point, which is not a limitation of financial accounting. Inadequate information to fix up the price of the manufactured product, lack of data for comparison, the data available is of historical value, or complies with various legal requirements. When we talk about the limitations of financial accounting is totally obsessed with finances. So it is something which talks only about money. So then there's an inadequate information because ultimately we're not looking forward to the entire picture. So that's true. Then lack of data sometimes leads to a situation where your conclusions will come out to be wrong. So that makes us the different trouble. There is a cost inadequacy in terms of the accounting creates a trouble where if there's a lack of data, then you cannot compare two people there, two organizations. And yes, everything is noted at the historical value, at the value at which it was purchased, not the prevailing prices. So then this is also not there. So it complies with the various legal requirements. Now, the legal requirements is not a financial accounting limitation. This is basically something that we can talk about in terms of taxation, that yes, it affects it, right? So this is not something which happens with every other aspect, but only with taxation. Then dash is a structured representation of the financial performance and the financial position of the business and changes over the period of time. We have talked about these in our previous classes as well. Is it profit and loss account which talks about financial performance as well as financial position, or it is something which is basically a financial statement or a balance sheet or internal audit? What would be the correct answer? When we talk about that's a structured representation of the financial performance and financial position, if we talk about both financial performance as well as its position, that would be financial statement. Financial statement includes both the P&L, the balance sheet, and the cash flow statement. All these things are recorded together. So this is something where we'll record the entire working, right? So financial statements are written records. Yes, sir. That is the financial written records that convey the business activities and the financial performance of a company. So, financial statements are audited by the government agencies, accountants, firms to ensure the accuracy. These are audited, even the banks are audited. Why they are audited? For the taxation and financial and investing purposes. So, all these things are reviewed, and at the same time, they also have to submit the reports to the RBI as and when required. So, these are the basic requirements due to which many branches of the banks are required to go through the audits as well, right? Okay. The next question, recording of a business transaction in a systematic order or a systematic way is called accounting, recording, journalizing, or bookkeeping. When we talk about only recording of a particular transaction, we are doing nothing else but just recording a transaction. It would be called a bookkeeping process. So from bookkeeping, we move towards accounting. From accounting, we move towards accountancy. So the correct answer is D, bookkeeping. This only records the transaction, summarizes it, and then the remaining analyzing, interpreting is something which is done by accounting, and then communicating it with the people and keeping it for a long period of time is called accountancy. So there, these are the three terms that we have studied in our classes, even in the previous classes maybe. Then we have sort of talked about this. So bookkeeping is only about keeping the books, you're doing nothing else but just recording the transactions. That is something that bookkeeping does. Okay, the allocation of the cost of a tangible plant asset to expense in the periods in which the service are received from that asset is termed as. See, if you're using a particular asset for a good amount of time and it is a tangible asset, it can be touched. So what would be the terminology which is used that we allocate it towards the cost? Appreciation, depreciation, fluctuation, or none of the above. With the usage of a particular asset, the value of that particular asset declines over the period of time. Such a declining process is called depreciation. But this is in terms of only and only tangible assets. This term is used in terms of tangible. For intangible, we use the term amortization. The assets which cannot be touched, for example, are softwares, are patents, trademarks, copyrights, all these things. Not the softwares, I can say, but softwares are somehow now classified under the tangibles only because it is now inbuilt, right? So amortization would be patents, trademarks, copyrights, goodwill. So all these would come under amortization. So it is here, it is depreciation. Okay, so this is where I end my session today. But before I end my session, our batches for the JIIB has also begun. We are just about to start with the various classes for our JIIB and CIIB. CIIB has officially started, so all you can do is you can check out our website for all the for further information regarding the examination. Just a second. If you're looking forward to the JIB examination May 2023, so you can check out for the same on our website. You can go on to Adda 24/7 and here www.adda247.com, and here you will find the JIB and CIB examination. The Mahapak is already there. You can review this particular Mahapak, and all the various products for JIB and CIB examination is placed here, so you can review all the projects here together. So if you're looking forward towards any of the examination, you can review it. We are just about to start with the JIB target batches as well, both English medium as well as the both English medium along with our bilingual batches are starting together. So you can review all these batches as per your requirement. So if you're looking forward to the JIB Mahapak, even you can review it. Mahapak, the double validity is going on where you can get one particular pack that is there, which has multiple validities, which is having validities for multiple years even. So there, if you're looking forward to JIB ka Mahapak, there you will find all the details of the JIB examination, the test series, the live classes, there's as well as ebooks. So every revision batch, target batch, all the batches are opened up for you here, and the batches are there: the case study batch, the topic wise revision batch, numerical batch. All the live batches would be available for you for this examination. All you need to do is you need to click on the area of buy now, and you can use the code Y541 and you can pursue towards this examination through our courses. The course would cost you 6559.20, and if you're looking forward to only the JIB, you can also find the same in the previous columns only. So if you're looking forward towards this examination, then kindly go ahead and check out our batches which are coming, right? Thank you so much everyone. We'll be meeting